Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to improve your range of motion and strength in the glute med, the outer leg, the TFL, the IT band, and so on. I'm going to be using a modified pigeon. So I'm going to be using a box to do the pigeon rather than on the floor. Main reason for that is many people struggle to get into the pigeon position in the first place because it's too difficult. They don't have the hip mobility, whereas elevating that makes the mobility side of this way easier. So once you're in that deep position, you can then contract with quality rather than kind of hitting the stumbling block of just not being mobile enough to do this in the first place. So I'm going to get into a pigeon position using the box, and I can assist this as well, which is great. So I can weight on the arms, get into that position, and depending on how mobile I am, I might just assist this with my arms and kind of get into what I can. And then whatever position you can get into, you then want to contract lightly and relax against the box. So I'm going to do a little contraction, I'm pushing into the box, I relax. And I'll do that a few times, and you might be kind of like here, which is fine. You'll get deeper as you get better with this exercise. Once you're kind of here, as you can see, I'm kind of parallel now, my hip and my knee are at the same height. I can get quite deep into this. I can challenge this in a couple of ways. So one, I can kind of back off a little bit, and then each time I contract and relax, as I relax, I can get lower. So I'm basically improving the angle of crease in the front of my hip, putting everything on the outside of a deeper stretch. And then that's going to make this a little bit more challenging from a range of motion point of view. If I just want to improve strength in quite a deep range of motion, there are two things I can do. I can find the range I want, and I can contract really hard isometrically into that. So I'll hold the box and push really hard in. So it'd look like I might hold that for 5 seconds. So it might just be something like really pushing in, really pushing in, really pushing in, and then relax. The other thing I can do, which is much more challenging, is if I grab this dumbbell, and again, weight can be variable depending on your ability. If I grab this dumbbell, put most of the weight through my front leg, so I'm very active there, so you see me activate, and then I take a weight and hold. That is really quite difficult to do. Core engaged, holding there, everything's firing down the glute med, down the IT band, everything down the outside of that leg is now firing, but in a very stretched range of motion. So I'm improving my range of motion actively, not passively. And then again, a few rounds of this, your hips will feel great after, especially down that outside area. So I hope that helps. Give it a go and see what you think.